Friends, we are very happy to inform you that e-modules are prepared for B.Ed program at Telangana by the School of Education, Osmania University under Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching Scheme MHRD New Delhi. It's indeed our pleasure to share with the teacher educators and the prospective teachers and get maximum benefit out of it. It's a first of its attempt by us. We continue to add many more such lessons to share with you all.
I am Dr. Elisha Kolluri, Senior Faculty working in NSR College of Education. Today we are going to discuss about academic standards in pedagogy of social sciences. So, National Curriculum Framework 2005, according to the National Curriculum Framework 2005, according to the AP State Curriculum Framework 2011, have given lot of recommendations to improve the quality of education. So, National Curriculum Framework NCF 2005 have given recommendations to the Education Department to improve the quality education, avoid the by heart system, and also link with the student should link their subject knowledge with the world. So, like that have given many recommendations based on the NCERT suggestions, based on the National Curriculum Framework 2000, based on the National Curriculum 2005, based on the other committees suggestions. The AP State Curriculum Framework was framed in 2011 and given certain academic standards. So, academic standards are useful for improving the students' knowledge. Academic standards are useful for the teacher how to improve students' knowledge. So many lot of recommendations have given by these two curriculum frameworks. So, as a part of education or in the part of education, the curriculum developed in the state of Telangana as well as the state of Andhra Pradesh. So, based on these curriculum frameworks. So, before discussing about the academic standards, we should also concentrate on the constructivist approach. What is constructivist approach? Learning should take place in authentic and real world. It should involve social negotiation and mediation. Content and skill should be understood within the framework of learners' prior knowledge. So, this means we should give the more importance to the students or learner. So, as for the learner behavior, as for the learner's knowledge, we should provide the subject knowledge, authentic subject knowledge. We should connect the student with the world to learn more things. So, that is the constructivist approach. Content and skill should be made relevant to the learner. Content and skills. So, whatever may be the subject. So, that content should be made relevant to the learner. So, as for the learner, as for the learner's standard, as for the learner's age, as for the other sociological background, psychological background of the students, we should make the content and skills that useful for learner. Students should be assessed formatively, serving to help them to acquire further learning experiences. Teacher should serve primarily facilitator of learning, not instructor. The constructivist approach should provide formative assessment and summative assessment. During the learning time, the teacher should assess formative assessment based on the observations, based on the asking some questions to the students, based on the conducting or organizing projects in the classroom, based on the slip test. Through this we can conduct the formative assessment to assess the knowledge, how much they learn during the teaching learning process. So formative assessment is mainly useful for improving the students learning capabilities in the classroom, and teacher should serve primarily facilitator. So teacher is not teaching in the classroom, teacher is only facilitator, teacher is only providing certain hints, teacher is encouraging the students, teacher is motivating the students, that's all. Don't teach all things. So that is why teacher is not instructor. Teacher is not instructor in the constructivist approach. Teacher only will be acted as facilitator, hints provider, encourage the students, that's all in the constructivist approach. Student learn on their own with the help of the teacher. Student learn on their own by studying the textbook, by doing the projects, by participating the seminar, and etc. in the teaching learning process. And now we discuss the meaning of academic standards. What is the meaning of academic standards? Academic standards are the benchmarks of quality and excellence in education, such as the rigor of curricula and the difficulty of examination. So academic standards are the benchmarks. Academic standards are the indicators. Academic standards are improving the students' quality. Academic standards are helpful to frame the good curriculum for students. Academic curriculums are giving a kind of proper encouragement to the students. So that is why we called academic standards. The creation of universal academic standards requires agreement on rubrics, criteria, or other systems of coding academic achievement. So academic standards also useful for assessing the students' knowledge. For example, formative assessment. So in the formative assessment, we can assess the students' performance based on the framed rubric or framed criteria. And also we can assess through summative test. Summative test also useful for teacher to assess the students' knowledge on the particular subject, like pedagogy of social sciences or social studies, those who are studying at school level. This is the meaning of academic standard. So, standards define what each student should know and do in a core set of subjects. They give students a solid foundation in the basics and provide consistent targets for students, teachers, and parents. Standards allow schools to measure students' achievement. Aligned standards and assessments provide the ability to see how well students are performing and how much they are improving. So this is nothing but students should know and do in a core set of subject, not only the pedagogy of social sciences but other subjects or other topics. So they should learn, and also they have some basic knowledge that may be useful for students to consistently do some targets in teaching learning process. So, and teachers also, parents also encourage the students to learn the subject matter in the various forms of teaching learning process. And standards all allow school to measure student achievement through formative assessment 1, formative assessment 2, formative assessment 3, formative assessment 4, summative assessment 1, summative assessment 2. These are useful for teacher to assess the students' performance, students' knowledge. And academic standards also assess the ability of the students, what ability they have, what interests they have. So based on that, the academic standards will help to assess the teacher to find out the knowledge levels of the students. That is why so we call these academic standards. So now academic standards. What are the academic standards? How many academic standards are there in pedagogy of social sciences? There are 6 academic standards in pedagogy of social sciences. They are: first one, conceptual understanding; second one, reading the text given, understanding and interpretation; third one, information skills; fourth one, responding on contemporary issues and questioning; fifth one, mapping skills; sixth one, appreciation and sensitivity. These are the academic standards. Let us discuss each one. The first one is conceptual understanding. What is conceptual understanding? Promoting learning of basic concepts through inquiry, discussion, reflection, giving examples through case studies, interpreting and observation. So through this we can improve the conceptual understanding among the students on the subject matter of social studies. Questions consist of words like explaining, comparing, giving examples, classifying, saying reasons, analysis, synthesis, describe, merits and demerits, solutions to problems, etc. So these are all related to conceptual understanding. So we should develop among the student the conceptual understanding based on the these academic standard, based on the specifications, like inquiry, discussion, reflection, giving examples or illustrating examples, case studies, interpretation, observation. These are cues, verbs, specifications, and also questions related specifications also: explaining, comparing, giving examples, classify, saying reasons, like that. These are all specifications related to conceptual understanding, the academic standard. These specifications will help to improve the conceptual understanding on the subject matter of social studies in the classroom. So that is why the teacher should develop conceptual understanding among the student by using these cues, these specifications, and etc. And teacher can undertake different activities such as encouraging the students to participate in discussion, debate, perform role plays and do projects, etc. So teacher also will help the students by conducting or organizing discussions in the classroom, debate in the classroom, performs role plays. Teacher encourages the students to role play on the subject matter and do projects also. That is why the constructivist approach, our government, our Telangana government, SCRT, so encourages all the educational institutions in the state to utilize or use the various academic standards based on the respective subject for improvement of the conceptual understanding, for improvement of the knowledge, for improvement of the various understanding levels, metacognitive levels, so based on these academic standards. And for example, how can you improve conceptual understanding among the students? For example, explain the causes for tsunamis. So what are the reasons? What are the causes for tsunami? So if you ask a question like that to the student, it is related to the conceptual understanding. So this kind of questions, this kind of statements will help the teacher to improve the students' conceptual understanding on the subject matter. So if the teacher is teaching a disaster management in the classroom, if the teacher asks questions like this or using statements like this is related to the conceptual understanding. We can improve the conceptual understanding among the students by asking this kind of questions in the classroom. And classify the soils in India. So how many soils are there in India? Students should classify. After listening the soils lesson in the classroom, the student is able to classify the different soils of India. So how many soils are there? Children, you tell me how many soils are there in our India, or classify the different soils, tell me. If you ask this kind of questions, the students will answer. Black soil, black cotton soil, red soils, laterite soils, alluvial soils, sandy soils, like that they will answer. Why? Because they understood the subject matter. So while you are teaching a subject matter in the classroom, the students, if understood completely, if the student have a conceptual understanding on the subject matter, they respond to the teacher questions. If the teacher asks any question on the subject matter, automatically the students will respond. So that is why it is useful. It is also help to improve the conceptual understanding on the subject matter of social studies. Describe the beauty of Taj Mahal. So what is the beauty of Taj Mahal? So if teacher asks this kind of questions, the student will answer, will respond to the teacher. So this is also related to the conceptual understanding. Compare the standard timings. So what is the local time? What are the standard time? There is a difference between the local time and the standard time. There is a difference between Indian standard time and US standard time. So based on by showing this kind of pictures to the students, we can compare the local timings and standard timings. So and the Indian timing and other countries timings also we can compare. This is also related to the conceptual understanding. The second academic standard. So first academic standard, conceptual understanding. Now second academic standard is reading the text given, understanding and interpretation. So what is the reading the text? Why we read the text given? Why we understanding? Why we interpret? So how can you interpret? How can you respond to the teacher? So the following points will help you to understand, to interpret, to read the text or content. So the teacher should provide to the student some text or statements. The teacher should provide some text or statements to the students to read, to understand, to interpret. Student can study them and interpret it in their own words. asking students' opinion, agree or disagree. They are given chance to express their opinion on the text or statements freely in different dimensions. So that is why in the constructivist approach model or CCE model, the SCRT, our state, Telangana state SCRT developed a format, period plan format. In the period plan format, the second step is reading the text given, underline the difficult words, and explanation. This is one of the step in the period plan. After greeting, after mind mapping, and after announcement of the topic, after mind mapping, then teacher asks the student to read the text, to read the given text, to read the given content, and understand, try to understand. If anyone do not understand any words, anything, you underline with pencil. After reading the text completely, then you ask me. I will clarify your doubts. I will explain difficult words to you. Like that, the teacher should give caution to the students in the classroom. So that is why students are reading the text, reading the content, and they try to understand the content, and then they interpret on their own words, not by heart system. Students are do not use by heart system. Students are not using other remote learning process. So that is why the reading the text given, the student should try to understand the concept of the subject, understand the concepts of the subject, and they interpret on their own whether it is whether they are agree this point or disagree. They share to the teacher. Teacher, I am not agree with this concept. Why? Because these are the reasons. I am agree this teacher. Why? Because these are the reasons. Like that, so student given a complete freedom, freely, frankly, so they can express their own ideas on the subject matter. So that is why, so this kind of freedom given for student to express their ideas in different dimensions. That is why reading the text given, understanding and interpretation. And students should also know other social issues along with the textbook issues and topics. So while that student is reading a content in the classroom, so they can they try to understand the concept, and they should identify the other issues related to the textbook issue, textbook content related issues, and they should also collect good essays based on the content, what content they are reading in the classroom. Based on that, the student should collect good essays from newspapers, from magazines, and prescribed textbooks, prescribed reference books, etc. Analyze social issues and write essays on the social issues. Students also analyze different social problems of the society, and also write different essays on different social issues. It develops the text given, understanding and interpretation develops reflective and analytical abilities of the students. So this is very good advantage. So students should develop reflective and analytical abilities of the students. So as per the old pattern, the teacher is teaching in the classroom. There is no scope to the student to clarify their doubts. Just they sit in the classroom passively. There is no scope to share their ideas. There is no scope to rectify their errors. There is no scope to clarify their doubts in the classroom. Now this constructive approach based academic standards will develop among the students the reflective thinking and analytical abilities. So reflective thinking means immediately in the classroom, after reading the content, after reading the textbook, immediately the student reflect to the teacher, reflect with other students, reflect with classroom, and they should improve analytical abilities, different kinds of skills also, explaining skills, essay writing skills, collection of good essays from various sources. This kind of analytical abilities also may be developed among the students through this academic standard. For example, how can we improve analytical and other abilities among the students? Explain about disaster in your own words. After reading the disaster lesson, the student should write about that disaster on their own words. What is disaster, why the disaster occurred, and don't copying from the textbook. They should improve, they should write, they should improve their ideas to write on their own words. So it is useful for the students. Give your views on solar system. So what is solar system? So what are the rotation, what are the movements, what are the eclipse, so what are the planets, what is the importance of sun, how many planets are there in solar system, so what is the distances between sun and the planets, etc., etc. So students will give their views on solar system. So this is also helpful to read the text, understanding and interpretation in the classroom, and study the case studies of patients and workers. If you see the revised textbooks of SCRT Telangana from 6th class to 10th class, different case studies given in the textbook, different colors given, different content given, different tables given, different graphs given. So students should study the case studies of different patients and the workers, those who are working in agricultural sector. So their problems, their other things also, related things to the agriculture, they will study the case study of each patient. So this is also useful for teacher as well as students. So this is the third academic standard, that is information skills. So what is information skill? Information skills involves gathering information, presenting information in understandable form, and also acquire the ability to read and decipher information presented in graphs and table. So students should collect various information related to the concept, various related information related to the topic of the social studies, and they should share with other students. They should share with the teacher, this is the information collected from these graphs. Teacher, I have collected this information from the table. So from various sources the student collects different kinds of information and presenting in the understandable form, presenting the entire gathered information in the understandable form. So that is called information skill. The information skills includes the following contents. So information skills able to prepare information tables. So the student should prepare a tables with available information. Students able to collect information based on various resources. Students should collect information from newspapers. Students will collect information from magazines. Students will collect information from reference books. Students will collect information from atlas and other sources also. There is a scope. So here is a scope to collect information from these kinds of sources and able to fill up collected information in tables. Whatever information collected by the students, so students will frame or will fill up that information in tables. Able to display of information through graphs also. Able to analyze with the help of the information based on questions. Able to prepare reports, documents on given information. Able to drawing conclusions. So these are the different ways to collect the information for making tables, for making graphs, for making questions, for making reports and documents, and based on that information the student should conclude. The student should give conclusion to the topic based on the collected information. So that is why this is the one of the another important academic standards in the pedagogy of social sciences. For example, collects and analyzes the information of disasters. Collects and analyzes the information of disasters or natural disaster. So wildfire, you see the picture, wildfire, earthquake and flooding, severe drought and tsunami and other kind of natural disasters, cyclones, super cyclones, etc. Man-made disasters, natural disasters, man-made disasters. So if the student understood the concept of the disaster management, the student is able to collect and analyze the information of these. The student will collect wildfire information, drought related information, flood related information and other disasters information. So that is why it is very useful for students. And collect, tabulate, analyze the details, problems, monthly income, etc. of workers of cottage industries. If you teach as a teacher, if you teach a cottage industries in the classroom, so after teaching after completion of the lesson, if you ask the student to collect, to tabulate, to analyze the details and problems related to the cottage industries and monthly income of the workers, those who are working in the cottage industries, they prepare, they should collect, students should collect information, students should tabulate based on the information, student should analyze in detail related to the cottage industries, what are the problems in cottage industries, they should analyze and should also collect monthly incomes of the workers in the cottage industries. Like that they should collect the information and table like this. This is the one of the example of the information skill. And collect information through projects. So if you want to collect information through organizing a project, so tanks, recently Mission Bhagirath is there. So many tanks in our Telangana state. So the government should encourage the people to preserve the water in the tanks. If you take that related project, so you should collect information like this. So this is the tank. In the picture you see the tank. So we preserve water for using agriculture for industries purposes also. And observation of land holding tables and graphs, and in India small land holdings in our country, that is why low productivity, we have seen low productivity in agriculture, and we are not using high mechanized tools in agriculture. Only some of the patients only used the technology based tools. In villages, due to the lack of funds, due to the lack of understanding, they are not using technology in agriculture. So that is why if ask the students to collect information related to the land holdings of India, and students will collect the information and makes the tables and graphs. They make the tables, they make the graphs. In presence of the teacher in the classroom, they present the tables and graphs to understand more. And next, fourth one, out of 6 academic standards, this is the 4th academic standard, responding on contemporary issues and questioning. So this is nothing but connecting day-to-day local and international issues with related subject matter of social studies, and allows the students to create knowledge. So, and it develops depth and breadth of the subject matter. So, responding on contemporary issues. When we respond, we means student. When student respond after understanding the subject matter in the classroom, after reading the subject matter thoroughly, after collecting various information from various sources, so then only they respond, then only they give information, then only they show different the solutions to the issues, then only they can ask questions. Okay, so day to day local and international issues also, students should respond on day to day local issues. Presently corona issue and other social anti-social elements issues, international issues, and China and Pakistan, India and Pakistan border issue, and India and China, recently China and India border issues. So we can respond on these issues with the available knowledge, what the student have knowledge. So based on that, the student should respond, should reflect on contemporary issues, and also questioning. So that whenever the student have a depth and width of the subject matter, then they can easily respond, then they can easily reflect on contemporary issues and questioning. Average students, below average student, poor students should not respond, should not reflect very easily. Why? Because so they have a poor knowledge in the classroom. So for that purpose, you try to provide the constructivist based academic standards should provide complete knowledge to every students, either poor students in the classroom or in the average students in the classroom or intelligent students classroom. They should provide depth knowledge and width knowledge of the subject matter of social studies among the students, and it leads to higher order cognition of the students. Student can ask questions on problems in the present society, issues and problems discussed in newspapers, electronic media, working organizations. So students should also reflect on social issues with higher order cognition. So lower order cognition, middle order cognition, higher order cognition, metacognition. So these are the levels of knowledge. The teacher, the student should reflect on the contemporary issues with higher order cognition. So whenever the student have a depth knowledge, so they should easily respond, reflect on the contemporary issues. Students also reflect on the problems of present day society, issues in the society, and sometimes the issues and problems discussed in newspapers, sometimes some problems published in newspapers. So we can see, we can watch the some problems through electronic media and other working organization, voluntary organization, they are there to provide the different issues and problems related to the society. So the student should understand, try to understand these problems, to understand these issues and discuss completely, thoroughly, and improve the subject matter. And the student can be able to think about reasons of a problem in different new angles. So you should respond, you should respect, you should reflect on the society issues, on the present society issues in different angle. Not normally, sometimes student normally they present the subject matter, or they normally reflect, they normally respond on the present day society problems. So not like that. In different new angle, you try to present the subject matter, able to think thought-provoking questions. In the classroom, you should ask, the student should ask thought-provoking questions. So the lower order questions, middle order questions, higher order questions are useful for student to make thought-provoking questions to the teacher. That thought-provoking questions also useful for the same students and other classroom students also. And the expected reasons should be nearer to a problem. So what are the reasons, whatever may be the reasons, you should provide or you should show to the problem, so that is very close to the that particular topic, that particular problem, that particular issue only. Discuss a problem in many angles. So we should use the different, you should innovate different ideas in different angles and share with the classroom. So that is why this academic standard also very useful for student to get the knowledge. And for example, reflect on earthquake, reflect on cyclone, respond on landslides, respond on volcanoes, asking questions on droughts, asking questions on tsunamis, asking questions and reflect on floods. So you see the picture, different pictures showing, you see the picture and make the question. You see the problem in the form of picture, in the form of table, in the form of graph, and reflect and respond and ask questions. So this is also useful. This is also one of the specification that fulfill the reflection on contemporary issues and questioning. And question on why the cooperative societies are not helping and protecting the workers of cottage industries. If the teacher is teaching a cottage industries in the classroom, so after completion of that lesson, that the student should ask question on cooperative societies. So cooperative societies are not helping the workers of the cottage industries like this. And compare and reflect the standard of living of people. So first picture indicates high standard of living, and the second picture relates the low standard of living. So those who have low income, they have low standard, a low standard of living. Those who have high income, so they have high standard of living. If you see the urban people, like Banjara Hills, Jubilee Hills and other places in our state or in our country, so they have high standard of living. Why? Because their incomes are high, their per capita income for a month or a year is high. Whereas if you see the agricultural coolies or rickshaw puller, their incomes are low, so because of their income, so that is why they have a low standard of income. So compare and reflect, compare the two scenarios and reflect on them, question on them like this. And questioning on harassment of women. Recently we have seen more harassment on women, rapes on women, and so many problems women are facing. Questioning, you should question, you should reflect why you stop harassment of women. So we stop rape, we stop a kind of treatment, ill treatment among women. So like that you try to ask question, we try to reflect. Why? Because through responding, through reflection on the subject matter, the student should gain more knowledge, the student improve analytical skills, the student should improve various skills, explaining skills and problem solving skills, observation skills, responding skills, etc. will help the students. And out of 6 academic standards, this is the 5th academic standard, mapping skills. So map is a combination of lines, symbols, columns and terms. What is map? Map is nothing but a combination of lines, symbols, columns and terms. So visuals enhance grasping. So if you see the any picture like this, if you see the any picture, visual picture, so this will give grasping, more grasping, easily understand. They make subject interest and learning long lasting. Time and place are the 2 most important abstracts. Every happening is a happening in a definite place and in a fixed time. So that is why maps are very useful in the for teacher to teach the subject matter. Students also should understand very easily by using maps, different kinds of maps. So the map is a visuals. This visual maps will improve the students' grasping power. The memory power is more. So do not forget very easily. So long lasting, if you show any map for teaching, so learning is long lasting. So that is why, so these mapping skills are very useful for teacher to teach the subject matter. Photo is a visual representation of time and place. Maps are very useful regarding this one also. What one can not explain easily through verbal means can very well depicted through maps. Sometimes we fail to explain some concepts in the classroom. If you have a maps, or if the teacher is using a map to teach a subject matter, so it will help you to teach effectively in the classroom. Mapping skills involves map drawing, map reading and map pointing. These 3 are very, very important in mapping skills. Map drawing, map reading and map pointing. These 3 are very, very important. Sometimes the teacher asks the students to draw a map. Sometimes the teacher asks the student to read the located information in the outline map of India, in the outline map of Telangana, in the outline map of world, Europe, etc. Sometimes the teacher asks the student to locate the so and so things in the given outline map of India, like that. These three are very, very important. Mapping skills develop ability to draw. Why we use the mapping? So what are the uses of mapping skills? So mapping skills develop ability to draw outlines of maps, read map symbols, recognize the scale of map for computing distances, and locate places portrayed in the maps. Satellite information technology makes map reading one of the most important aspect of geography teaching. So not only the maps, but also satellite information technology also useful for teacher and students to teach geography and listening geography. Okay, and if you see this picture, locate Pochampalli village in the map of Telangana. So you show the map of Telangana. So you locate Pochampalli. So Pochampalli actually is there from Hyderabad to Pochampalli 42 kilometers. So if you want to reach Pochampalli, so 90 minutes time will take. So we can locate like this with the help of the map. So Pochampalli we can locate in the map of Telangana. Okay, draw a map of your school. The teacher asks the students to draw a map of your school. So like that. So you see the map of school, and draw a map of village. So like that you ask the students under the mapping skills, or if the teacher wants to improve the mapping skills, so you ask the student to draw a map of your village. Reach from your residing location to your school based on Google Map, GPS. Okay, like that. So we can reach our resident location to school like this with the help of the GPS. And the last academic standard, out of 6 academic standards, the last academic standard is appreciation and sensitivity. So what is appreciation and what is sensitivity? Social science teaching at the school level is to make the human being more humanistic, to respect human rights, and to understand the concept of global and local interdependence. It is to sensitize the student towards various problems the people are facing. So whatever the problems we have, whatever things we have, whatever relations we have, whatever culture we have, whatever nature we have, so we can appreciate. The teacher should make the student to appreciate different things. The different things may be related to the global, may be related to the local interdependence, may be related to the problems of the society, etc., etc. And if you see, it develops appreciation and sensitivity, develops political socialization of the student, taking up case studies, surveys, observing real life situations, and correlating it with the theory given in the books. So case studies should, so students, the teacher should make the students based on the political socialization. Teacher makes the student socialization, cultural socialization, political socialization, and etc. So why? Because students should know something and appreciate. So that is why students should observe the case studies, should conduct the or organize the surveys, should observing the real life situations and correlate them to the concepts and correlate to the textbook concepts, textbook content. And appreciation also, appreciation is one more quality that need to be developed in the student. Appreciation is another important one. And national integration, international understanding and universal love is only possible through appreciation. Sometimes we appreciate other students, sometimes we appreciate our co-students or other school students. We appreciate our government to introduce various welfare programs. We appreciate our country to introduce different kinds of programs. We appreciate other countries on their contributions to improve our country, either good relations and financial relations, etc., etc. And asking questions on the following aspects to understand, showing eagerness to learn new things and appreciating, doing the best activities, identifying and appreciating the works, the great personalities, their contributions to the society, helping others, protecting and developing natural resources. So we should appreciate the great personalities like Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, Nelson Mandela and Abraham Lincoln. So their contributions, Martin Luther King, we appreciate them, their contributions to improve the society, and also appreciate the help of others. We also appreciate the contributions. We also appreciate the developing natural resources. So through this we can appreciating, we can sensitize the people. So the teacher is a main person. The teacher should make the students, the teacher should make the student to learn how to appreciate others, how to sensitize the people on different issues, different contributions, etc. So we learn. And for example, appreciates the government for introducing watershed development, preserving water. So we appreciate the government. We appreciate our Telangana government, the program of watershed development as well as Mission Bhagirath, like that other programs also. And sensitize the people on disasters and their management. So these are the natural disasters, these are the man-made disasters. So we should sensitize, the teacher should make the student to sensitize their respective people, local people on disasters, how to escape from the disasters, how to manage the disasters. So these are the academic standards. These are the academic standards in teaching, learning, social sciences. So academic standards are 6 in number. So conceptual understanding, reading the text given, and understanding and interpretation. Third one, information skills. The next, fourth one, mapping skills. Fifth one, responding or reflection on contemporary issues and questioning. And sixth one, appreciation and sensitivity.